over the past few days, something incredibly fundamental has shifted in... Sorry, ignore my fucking dog in the background. It's just snoring. I can't do anything about it. Because I've moved house because of what I'm going to be speaking about today. This is the third time I've had to move here because of what I'm going to be speaking about today. What I'm going to be speaking about today is what everyone around me has been waiting for me to say for over a year. What I've been in denial about. It's very confusing. There's many layers to it. I don't know what to think anymore. My whole, I don't know. I'm in full, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I believe in. Do I even believe in believing? Have I come down now, finally, from... And partly why I've come down from what I'm going to be speaking about. What I'm speaking about is psychedelic abuse, spiritual psychosis. I don't know if psychosis are at the label of delusions of grandeur, potentially. A few names that, if you're familiar, actualized.org or Leo Gura, Connor Murphy, Adeptus Psychonautica. I would love to speak to all three of these potentially. This is, and I really hope I can get this message good to help others, if there are others. To help the fans of Connor Murphy, but I don't know if that's the right way to frame it. I'm still not sure. Just the whole way that I am seeing everything, my understanding of spirituality and awakening and everything is shifting. So I'll do my best to talk about it here. This is on a whim. I haven't contemplated any of this. I'm just going to be speaking as this has changed the way I see the world, and it's very fundamental, and I feel like it's worth saying to, because the people around me likely want to hear it, in terms of, because as far as everyone's being concerned, and I was in denial of, and again, it's not as black and white as did I lose my mind or didn't I. So this is very important for the whole spiritual community. And this is actually a trap, somewhat. This is this is like an actual, common occurrence, somewhat, in awakening and psychedelics and spirituality. Is this happens to people frequently, where it's likely you go down this trail. So at the top of the description, I will leave a playlist where in the future I will do my best to make catalogs and proper solid videos to speak on this the best I can. What is this trap? What am I talking about? So basically, did I lose my mind or didn't I? Yes, I did, but it's not as black and white as that. And you've also somewhat lost your mind, but let me... Sorry, I'm having... This is difficult to speak on. Not because it's because the words I don't know where to begin. Because it's this is I don't know, it's really complex. I'll leave a link in the description as well. There's a call between Connor Murphy and actualized.org where they speak on where Leo Gura is trying to talk to Connor Murphy about his full-blown awakening, and I basically, so I made a video called "Is Connor Murphy Crazy?" It's called Connor Murphy is not crazy, it's you. And in that video, I'm actually talking about myself as well, because I was under the exact same paradigm as Connor Murphy. And yeah, what I was saying earlier, I don't know if I finished saying it. It's now that I've come here and I live with family again, I think potentially this is partly responsible for me getting mired in groupthink, where now I because I was alone. Like, I had my own flat and I was abusing psychedelics and doing like breath work and meditation, and a lot of like I was smoking weed like every day, like for the most part. Like, not even necessarily, but I have not been sober for a long fucking time. Not really. I haven't gone like for over a year. I've been taking magic mushrooms every 2 weeks without fail. That's basically it. I think I went 3 weeks about 3 months ago without a trip, and even so I believe I'm going to be staying sober now for a while. I don't really want to because psychedelics are very fun, but over the past like month or so, just after Christmas, I shut down for like a month. And this is like, when it comes to awakening, I heard Ram Dass talking about this. I've been experiencing, even just when I'm sober, radical shifts in energy perception, and where like I've been having this pendulum swing for so long of like I'm radically depressed or I'm radically like the opposite of depressed. And for the past like year, when I'm not depressed, I'm like manic and I'm Connor Murphy mode. Connor Murphy mode meaning like full blown psychosis, where I'm like so like open to the world, and I'm like full awakening mode and everyone else is a sheep. Or I'm sorry, I'm having a difficult time speaking. But yeah, I shut down for like a month, where it was like it was basically like I was half asleep for like a month straight, where I was like oversleeping like crazy hours. And it's like I don't even remember it. So this is like for the past year, yeah. I look through my channel and my history, like my memories through Snapchat and that, and it's like time is bare like wobbly, and my memories of everything is like bare hazy. Bare meaning really. And just in general, and I've been documenting it the whole time, like talking about my experience to the camera. Like I remember there was this one, like I go to work here, for example. I used to work at retail, and that place was like a mental test. And this is like just how my mind is. It's just like I either go in there and it could be anything I make it of, and like sometimes my mind is just in full blown self destruct mode. Uh, So over the past year, I've been experiencing some very heavy like energy shifts, and I'm not saying this like some hippy dippy term. I mean like literally, like my energy isn't there some days, and like other days like I'm oversleeping. Some days I'm depressed. Some days I'm manic. Some days I'm manically depressed. Suicidal thoughts. I've been having a lot of recently. Why? I don't really know. Like it's not like, yeah. And the thing is, I don't want to say any of this shit because I don't want people around me to worry. So I've kind of like, this is what like everyone's kind of trained me to do, my family and everyone. And I don't know, but it's like I don't speak about like when I'm like mentally not there or when I'm suffering or whatever, because people don't want to hear it, because people have got their own problems. But I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. I know that Hamza would just say be stoic and shut the fuck up, but I've come to not agree with Hamza overall now. This kind of like I mean, I get it overall, like, yeah, but I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. Hello, Luna. You okay? I'm sorry this video has become shit. So what? There isn't anything wrong. There isn't really such thing somewhat as like losing the plot. Like, because reality is groundless, ultimately. Existentially, you gotta understand. And a lot of what I'm speaking about is legit. Like, it's like I'm not turning a back on everything that I've discovered. But it's like, look, just because you break into this rabbit hole of knowledge and start abusing psychedelics and having mystical experiences does not simply mean that you've unlocked everything. Like, it's like a ever progression still. And this is what I just wish to tell people looking to expand their consciousness with psychedelics and getting into all to this shit. Is basically what happens to most men is like, well, potentially it's like a common pitfall or trap, if you can even call it that. And it really depends how you perceive it, because it's all like created in the mind. Is you break into this field of knowledge that no one else has seen, therefore no one else knows about it, and therefore you're awake. So when I first got into the spiritual community, I kind of thought that everyone was like under the same kind of thing a bit more, whereas like, but there's so many nuances, and like what you see with my channel, yeah, is I'm all about personal development and awakening and how I'm awake and everyone else is a sheep, kind of. And I did at the very beginning have like some spiritual ego. And ego I define as like your identity. Like, it's not just like you think you're sick. That's not what it is. It's like you literally, like, your ego is in like your me, Baron. Like, you don't understand how deep this shit goes. Like, in terms of my family and that, like, literally, I'm having like shifts of how like of what my identity is, where like the whole fucking like the whole external world, I can shift like how where I feel my center of me to be on an external object, not like willingly, but this is what I'm talking about, like these base metaphysical things. Because when you observe so fucking heavily, and when you like are meditating, doing the psychedelics, you don't understand. What do you think reality is? What do you think this is, bruv? With this, like, this consciousness perception shit. It's like, how deep does this shit go? What is it? Who are you? Why are you? What are thoughts? Are you thoughts? Are you the observer? Like, you can get into places so unfamiliar, and I did. Like, I've been taking psychedelics, abusing them for the most part since I was like 16. I'm 19 now. And when I was 16, I had like, oh no, when I was, I think 16, or it's just about 17. Like, I had full-blown terror trips where I'm like, you literally, where you literally, you're like locked into like some suicide spiral. And I'll leave, oh, it's fucking hard. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck, it's difficult for me at the minute, because it's like, I mean, ultimately it doesn't matter. I haven't got to have like an understanding or a, see, I can't even speak.